January 18th, 2015, from Gillette Stadium in Foxboro, Massachusetts. It was the AFC Conference Championship game between the Indianapolis Colts and the New England Patriots. So this was the Patriots' fourth consecutive AFC Championship game in as many years. So the Colts got the ball first, and after the opening kickoff, they had it on their own 21, and they went 3 and out on their first possession. And so they would punt the ball from their own 23. New England would now take over on their own 44 after the punt, and they would go 3 and out on their first possession as well. So they ended up punting from the Indianapolis 49. But on the punt, it was fumbled by Josh Cribbs, and it was recovered by Fleming. And so the Patriots would take over after the muffed catch on the Indianapolis 26 with 12 and a half still on the clock in the first quarter. Brady went to Edelman for a 5-yard reception, and then LeGarrette Blount ran 8 yards for a first down in the red zone at the Indianapolis 13. Blount then ran for 2 yards, and on 2nd and 8 from the 11, Brady went to Edelman for a 7-yard reception to set up 3rd and 1 on the 4. LeGarrette Blount then ran it 4 yards for the touchdown, but they ended up ruling that it was a 3-yard run and that he was down at the 1. And so now, on first down on the goal line at the 1-yard line, 1st and goal from the 1, they gave it back to LeGarrette Blount, and he punched it in from a yard out for the touchdown. So now it was 7-0 Patriots over the Colts. So now, after the kickoff, the Colts would get the ball on their own 20 with a little over 10 minutes still left in the first. They handed off to Daniel Herron. He ran it 12 yards to the 32 for a first down. They were then faced with a 3rd and 3 from the 39. Andrew Luck threw a pass to Herron for 3 yards. There was a holding penalty against the defense, and so now it would be a first down at the Indianapolis 44. Then on 2nd and 4 from the 50, Herron ran at 4 yards for a first down into New England territory at the 46. And on 3rd and 5 from the 41, Luck ended up finding the tight end Kobe Fleener for an 8-yard reception, and it was now a first down at the 33. But that's where their drive would stall, and they brought out Adam Vinatieri to attempt a 51-yard field goal. It was up, and it was no good as the kick sailed off towards Framingham, as it was nowhere near the uprights. So now, after the missed field goal, the Patriots would take over on the Indianapolis 47 with less than 5 minutes left in the first quarter, up by 7. Then on 2nd and 10, Brady ended up finding Shane Vereen for a 30-yard reception, and so now it was a first down in the red zone for the Patriots on the Colts 17-yard line. And after a run for no gain and an incomplete pass, it would be 3rd and 10 on the 17. Out of the shotgun, Tom Brady drops back, and he found Julian Edelman for a 12-yard reception to make it 1st and goal on the 5. LeGarrette Blount then picked up 4 yards to set up 2nd and goal on the 1, and Brady passes it to Develin, and it was a 1-yard touchdown pass, and the score was now 14-0 Patriots over the Colts. Off of the touchdown pass from Brady to Develin, and Tom Brady leads all quarterbacks in the NFL in postseason stats with yards, wins, touchdowns, and everything else. So now, after the kickoff, the Colts would have the ball on their own 20 with about a minute and a half still left in the first. They ended up picking up a first down when Andrew Luck hit Herron for an 8-yard pass on 2nd and 5 from the 25 to bring the ball to the 33. But then a pair of incomplete passes would bring the first quarter to a close. So after 1 quarter of play, the score was New England 14, Indianapolis 0. So now to begin the second quarter was 3rd and 10 on the 33, and a 3rd incomplete pass in a row would set up the punting unit as they came out after 5 plays on the possession, as the Colts would punt from their own 33. So now the Patriots took over on their own 30 after the punt with about 15 seconds ticked off the clock in the second quarter. They would end up bringing the ball to midfield and into Colts territory. They had a 1st and 10 on the 26. Brady dropped back, and he was intercepted by DeQuell Jackson. And so now the Colts would take over on their own 7-yard line after the turnover with about 9 minutes left before halftime. Andrew Luck then went to the tight end Dwayne Allen for a 9-yard reception. And so now it's 2nd and 1, and then a penalty for unnecessary roughness against the defense would make it a first down on the 31. They're then faced with a 3rd and 8 from the 33. Luck went to T.Y. Hilton. He picked up 36 yards and a first down in New England territory at the 31. Then on 3rd and 7 from the 28, a penalty against the defense for illegal contact would make it a first down at the 23. And on 2nd and 10, Luck went to Fleener. He picked up 11 yards and a first down at the 12. Luck went back to Fleener for another 11 yards and another first down, this time to set up 1st and goal on the 1. They gave it to Tipton, and he punched it in from a yard out to put the Colts on the scoreboard with the score, New England 14, Indianapolis 7. So now after the touchdown, they would kick off the ball to the Patriots, and after the kickoff, the Patriots would have it on their own 32 after a 30-yard return by Amendola, however you want to say it. So less than 5 minutes left in the second quarter. The Patriots would then be faced with a 3rd and 5 at the 37. Brady then went to Edelman. He picked up 12 yards and a first down at midfield at the New England 49. Then on 2nd and 5 from the Indianapolis 46, they gave it to LeGarrette Blount. He ran it 8 yards for the first down at the 38. He then picked up another 9 yards. And on 2nd and 1 from the 29, Brady ended up picking up 3 yards. And it was now first down at the 26. And a penalty against the defense for roughing the passer would make it a first down in the red zone for the Patriots at the Colts' 13-yard line. And then on 3rd and 10 from the 13, Brady ended up running 9 yards to set up 4th and 1 at the Indianapolis 4. They elected to go for it, and on the QB sneak, Brady picked up a yard and the first down to set up 1st and goal on the 3. But then a pair of incomplete passes would bring up 3rd down, and a 3rd incomplete pass would bring out the field goal unit as Stephen Gostkowski would attempt a 21-yard field goal. It was up, it was good. And now the score was New England 17, Indianapolis 7, as the Patriots extended their lead to 10. So they would kick off the ball, and Andrew Luck would take a knee, and this game went to halftime. So at halftime, the score was Patriots 17, Colts 7, as the Patriots looked to be in control of this game in the first half. And so now to start the second half, the Patriots would get the ball first. They had it on their own 13-yard line after the kickoff. Brady went to LaFell. He picked up 6 yards. Then Vereen picked up 2 yards. Now it's 3rd and 2 at the 21. Brady went to Edelman. He picked up 23 yards and a first down at the New England 44. And then Blount ran for 6 yards and another 3-yard run, which set up 3rd and 1 at the Indianapolis 47. And then LeGarrette Blount ran it 22 yards to the Indianapolis 25 for the first down. Blount then ran for another 9 yards, and that put him over 100 yards on the game here early in the third quarter on the first possession of the second half for the Patriots. So then on 2nd and 1 at the 16-yard line, he then got stuffed for no gain. And on 3rd and 1 from the 16, Tom Brady dropped back, and he ended up hitting the left tackle, Nate Solder, for a 16-yard touchdown. It was Solder's first career catch, his first career reception, and he actually made quite the moves on the play. He caught the ball right off the line of scrimmage. He was an eligible receiver as the Patriots pull off another trick play. He was eligible. They announced that. He ran out about a yard or two. Brady hit him right in the numbers. He ended up wrapping the ball up between both of his arms and just barreling his way to the end zone. There was no one really there to stop him, and it was a touchdown for Nate Solder. So now the score was New England 24, Indianapolis 7. The Colts would take over on their own 23 after the kickoff with about 10 minutes left in the third. They went 3 and out on their first possession of the second half, and they ended up punting from their own 25. So after the punt, the Patriots would take over on their own 38 with about 9 minutes left in the third. And on first down, Brady went to Rob Gronkowski. He picked up 16 yards in the first down in Indianapolis territory, the 46. But then Brady was sacked for a 6-yard loss by Corey Redding, and that would bring the Patriots back into their own territory at the 48 for 2nd and 16. Brady then went to LaFell. He picked up 9 yards, and that set up 3rd and 7 back in Indianapolis territory at the 43. Brady then went to Gronkowski. He picked up 7 yards in the first down at the Indianapolis 36. Brady then went to Julian Edelman for a 22-yard reception, and it was now a first down in the red zone for the Patriots at the Indianapolis Colts 14. LeGarrette Blount then picked up 9 yards on the ground, and then a penalty against the Patriots for an illegal formation as they failed to acknowledge or announce both eligible receivers because they had 2 guys that were in there that needed to be announced as eligible. They only announced one of them, and so now it shows you how difficult those plays are, that even the team that does it better than anyone else can sometimes end up being called for a penalty. So that would move him back to the 10-yard line. Blount then picked up 5 yards, so he picked up the difference of the penalty. That set up 3rd and 1 on the 5, and Tom Brady fought Gronkowski for a 5-yard touchdown. And that was Brady's 3rd touchdown pass of the game, and that's actually the 7th time he's had 3 touchdown passes in the postseason. And that ties him with Joe Montana, actually. And so now that would make the score New England 31, Indianapolis 7, as the Patriots were up by 24 points at this time in the game. They kicked off to the Colts. The Colts now would take over on their own 20. They ended up picking up a 1st down, but then on 3rd and 5 from their own 40, out of the shotgun, Andrew Luck dropped back, and he was intercepted by Darrelle Revis. Revis ran it back 30 yards all the way to the red zone to set up the New England offense on the Indianapolis 13-yard line with about a little over 2 minutes still left to play in the 3rd quarter. And on 1st down, they gave it to LeGarrette Blount, and he ran it in from 13 yards out for the touchdown. And it was now New England 38, Indianapolis 7, as the Patriots ended up scoring 2 touchdowns in the last about a minute 10. And so they actually had scored 3 touchdowns in the last 8 minutes at this point in the 3rd quarter. So now the Patriots would kick off to the Colts, and they would take over on their own 23 with about 2 minutes still left in the 3rd. They did pick up a 1st down on a penalty, a pass interference call that would give them the ball on the 33, but then they would end up punting it from the 33 3 plays later. So now the Patriots would take over on the Indianapolis 40 after the punt with a little over a minute still left to play in the 3rd quarter. And on 2nd and 9 from the 39, Brady went to LaFell, picked up 5 yards, and brought the 3rd quarter to a close. So after 3 quarters of play, the score was New England 38, Indianapolis 7. So now to begin the 4th quarter, the Patriots had the ball on the Indianapolis 34. It was 3rd and 4. And Brady threw an incomplete pass that set up 4th and 4 at the 34. They elected to go for it, and Brady hit Edelman for a 6-yard reception that made it a 1st down at the Colts 28. LeGarrette Blount then ran for 7 yards, and then another yard after that on 2nd down to set up 3rd and 2 at the 20. They gave it back to Blount, and he ran it 5 yards for the 1st down in the red zone at the Indianapolis 15. Brady then went to LaFell. He picked up 8 yards. Blount lost 3 yards on 2nd down. That set up 3rd and 5 at the 10. Brady then went to Edelman. He picked up 8 yards and a 1st down that would set up 1st and goal on the 2. They gave it to LeGarrette Blount, and Blount punched it in from 2 yards out for the touchdown. And it was now New England 45, Indianapolis 7. So the Patriots are now up by 38 points. So they actually tied a franchise record for the most points that the Patriots have ever scored in a postseason game at this point in the game. And so now they would kick off to the Colts. They would take over on their own 20 after the touchback with 10 minutes still left to play in regulation. And after 6 plays from the 38 of New England, they actually got all the way to New England 38, but on 3rd and 6, Andrew Luck was intercepted, this time by Jamie Collins. And so now the Patriots would take over after the interception on the Colts 40 with 7.5 left to play in the 4th. They ended up going 3 and out, and they would punt the ball from the Indianapolis 44 as they actually took a penalty on 4th down to move them back from the 39 to the 44 to give them a little more room to punt the ball, and they actually pinned the Colts back against their own end zone at the 9-yard line. That's where Indianapolis took over after the punt with less than 6 minutes on the clock, and they went 3 and out and punted from their own 14. So now the Patriots would take back over on their own 28 with less than 4 minutes left to play in the game. They would bring the game to the 2-minute warning, although they did go 3 and out on the possession and punted from their own 29. And so now the Colts would take back over with less than 2 minutes left to play. They had it on their own 35, and they just let the clock run out with a few runs by Tipton. And so the game came to a close with a final score in the AFC Conference Championship, New England 45, Indianapolis 7, as the Patriots are headed back to the Super Bowl. This will be their 8th Super Bowl appearance, which actually ties the Cowboys and the Steelers for the most all time. and this is actually Tom Brady's 6th career conference championship win, and that actually breaks John Elway's record. John Elway had 5. Brady was tied with him with 5 AFC Conference Championship wins, and now with this win, Brady passes Elway for first place in conference championship wins. He also has 20 career postseason wins, and that already was a record when he had 19 going into the game. He extends it to 20. Belichick, this is his 21st career postseason wins. He actually had a win when Brady was not, when he was injured that one year there when they had Matt Castle as their quarterback, for those of you who remember that. And Tom Landry, actually, he was tied with Tom Landry going into the game with 20 wins, and now he passes Tom Landry with his 21st postseason win. And so Tom Brady and the Patriots setting all kinds of records and cementing themselves further in the history books, and they're going to be going to the Super Bowl 49, where they will be facing the Seattle Seahawks, who are the defending champions, who won earlier in the day. But in this game, Tom Brady was 23 for 35 with 226 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He actually exited the game early, as it was such a blowout. They ended up bringing him out to a standing ovation there in Foxboro. He also had 3 carries for 13 yards on the ground. Andrew Luck was 12 for 33 with 126 passing yards and 2 interceptions. He had 4 carries for 18 yards. The game's leading rusher was LeGarrette Blount. He had 30 carries for 148 yards and 3 touchdowns, as he smoked the Colts defense. Daniel Herron was their leading rusher with 10 carries for 51 yards. He actually had 2 receptions for 11 yards. And the leading receiver was Julian Edelman. He had 9 receptions for 98 yards, just 2 shy of 100. T.Y. Hilton was the leading receiver for the Colts with just 1 reception for 36 yards. And on defense, the game's leading tackler was actually a 2-way tie between 2 Colts, as Greg Toller and Jarrell Freeman each had 10 tackles in the game. And the Patriots' leading tackler was Jamie Collins with just 4 tackles, as the Patriots' defense really wasn't on the field all that often. Let's look at the time of possession. The Patriots had the ball for almost 38 minutes in this game. They had it for 37 minutes and 49 seconds. The Colts only had the ball for 22 minutes and 11 seconds. So the Patriots dominate the time of possession. They didn't get any sacks in this game. The 1 sack in the game came for the Colts. That was Corey Redding. He had the lone sack in this game, period. And D'Qwell Jackson had the Colts' lone interception. The Patriots had 2 picks. There's Darrelle Revis. He almost had a pick 6. He ran that one back 30 yards. He was tackled on the 13. Of course, LeGarrette Blount then ran it in from 13 yards out for the touchdown, one of his 3 touchdowns on the game. And Jamie Collins also had an interception as well, as the Patriots just dominate the Colts. It was somewhat close early on. Of course, they did jump out to a 14-0 lead in the first quarter. The Colts made it interesting with that touchdown with 5 minutes left before halftime. Patriots get that field goal, though, to make it a 10-point lead going into the locker rooms. But then in the second half, they blanked the Colts, scoring 28 unanswered points in the second half, 31 unanswered if you go all the way back to that field goal, with less than 10 seconds left before halftime, as they close out strong. And they're going to be headed to the Super Bowl. As they said, their 8th Super Bowl in franchise history. And that'll be in a couple of weeks. So make sure to check back, as we will be doing all kinds of coverage for that. We will do upon further reviews and much more. So definitely make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and check back to the channel. But in this game in the AFC Conference Championship, the New England Patriots are victorious with the final score: New England 45, Indianapolis 7.